Now, for the top story tonight, the radical left is on fire. The mayor of Salt Lake City wants you to hear this.
We are here today to say to a mostly complacent, complicit, incredibly irresponsible Congress, impeach these men who have betrayed and harmed us all. We are here to say no more.
All right, joining us now from Utah is the mayor of Salt Lake City, Rocky Anderson. So you want to impeach President Bush and Vice President Cheney and I guess everybody else in there. Okay.
No, actually, I want the House of Representatives to stand up for our Constitution, for the rule of law.
All right. But there's got to be a crime in order to impeach anybody.
And impeach the President and the Vice President.
Yeah, but there's got to be a crime in order to impeach anybody. So.
No, I'm sorry, you don't know your constitutional history, Bill. There doesn't have to be a crime at all. The whole idea behind the term high crimes and misdemeanors in the Constitution, it's about political crimes. It's about abuses of power, breaches of trust. It's about misleading the Congress and the American people.
There has to be a demonstrable, with all due respect, Mayor, I think I know more than you do about American history and the Constitution. There has to be a demonstrable...
Well, apparently you don't, from what you just said, Bill Riley.
Apparently you're going to keep quiet and let me say something, and then you can respond.
Well, I think I was responding to your question.
You were, and you got your point across. Now, you have to have a demonstrable action by the President or Vice President, which is a high crime or misdemeanor, that shows that they violated, the Constitution.
You just criticized the New York Times for misstating the facts. You are misstating constitutional history.
Okay. You don't know what you're talking about.
Misleading.
You don't know what you're talking about because abuse of power can be interpreted in a million different ways.
A question,
not if you're foolish and you're taking up the viewer's time. You're foolish. There isn't one person in the United States Congress that is going to back you. Not one. You're foolish and you're subverting your own country. Subverting your own country. That's what you're doing. You are an irresponsible public servant. You're an irresponsible person. You don't know what you're talking about. There isn't one congressperson who will introduce an article of impeachment. You can't get anybody to do it because they know you're a kook. That's why.
Do you just have guests on your program so you can hear yourself talk?
Go ahead, Mayor.
You know, where I'm from, we ask people questions. We give them the courtesy of answering without being interrupted.
It depends how kooky you are. I'm not going to let
you
say something that's totally insane like you're saying.
This is classic Bill, isn't it, that you invite guests on to call them names. I love my country. I love our Constitution. I believe very strongly in the rule of law.
Yeah, well, your interpretation of the Constitution is kooky. That's what it is.
Let me know when you're finished.
I am finished. I want to move along.
You let me know when you're finished, and you're going to stop calling people names.
I didn't call you a name. I said your interpretation of the Constitution is kooky, and it is. Now, you are the former president.
You tell me.
You're the former president. Hey, you want to talk? I want to get another question in. You're the former president of the American Civil Liberties Union of Utah, correct?
I am.
Okay. You are a board member.
Because I believe in our Constitution.
I know you do. You're a board member of Planned Parenthood. You blog for a far-left Daily Kos deal. You asked the Daily Kos, do you blog for them?
Oh, we've posted some of our speeches on Daily Kos, yes.
Far-left website. You have testified.
Well,
you have testified in front of the because I want people to know who you are. Left. I want people to know who the mayor of Salt Lake City is.
Bill, you know what? You do not advance the dialogue on these important issues facing our country.
Iran. Do you feel Iran is a danger to the USA?
I do, especially given our provocations. I think that what we have done in the Middle East, we have been our worst enemy. We're creating more and more enemies every single day.
So we provoked Iran? We provoked them?
Absolutely. Look at what we did in Iraq. We had no business invading and occupying a Muslim country.
All right. Do you feel that
Iran played into Osama bin Laden's hands in just
unbelievable and that's legitimate. I'll surprise you. The Iraq the debate is legitimate. Now, Iran, you feel that we provoked them. Do you feel that they are a sponsor, a state sponsor of terrorism, Iran?
I think that they've engaged in terroristic acts and probably sponsoring terrorism. But, Bill, I think that we need to engage in dialogue.
Okay, so do I. I'll chat with them all day long. Do you believe that we should allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon?
No, absolutely not.
Would you go to war over that?
If they were building a nuclear weapon, I think they have to be stopped.
Militarily?
But I think that we need to be consistent.
Would you go to war over that?
If they were building a nuclear capability, but, you know, I think that we need to know that it's good intelligence. I'm not going to believe President Bush on that score anymore after he misled this entire nation.
All right, so you'd have to see the nuke. You'd have to see the nuke yourself.
Building a nuclear capability.
You'd have to see the nuke yourself.
Are you going to believe President Bush when he tells you that Iran is building a nuclear capability?
I don't think the president is a liar like you do. I don't. Okay, well, that's just my opinion.
Well,
and I know I'm ill-informed. I'm not as smart as you, but that's what I believe.
Have you seen the National Intelligence Estimate that was provided in October of 2002, in which the intelligence agency under the State Department said that Iraq was not building up a nuclear capability, that this whole story about the aluminum tubes was completely off base?
We had William Cohen, Secretary of Defense, on here under President Clinton. He believed, and so did President Clinton, that Saddam had weapons of mass destruction. Mayor, very instructive. Well, we appreciate you coming on a program. And we got to go because it's only an hour program.
Bill.
I know I am. I appreciate it.